And we're live.
Okay. Thanks for coming to the August 14th, 2025 Fair Access Committee meeting. I have 4 members here tonight, so we've got a quorum. I'd like to move first that we adopt the minutes for the July meeting. You should all have copies. I sent them to you by email.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thought we'd start off quickly with advisory commissions. I just saw a post a couple days ago from Marilyn. She's been posting regularly on this, which is great. Is there anything else to report on your end or not?
Well, I think, as we know, there is a person from our area who is applying,
Yeah.
which we greatly appreciate.
Do we know anything about when they would hear about the decision or not?
The deadline,
The 6th, right? It was August.
yeah, so it passed. Yeah,
Okay.
so I don't know how quickly they,
Okay.
do you know how
Yeah, I
quickly
just
they-
got an email, automated email saying your application has been received.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, I'm glad you applied. It couldn't be a better person, honestly. I will also say that when Nancy told me that, I said, why didn't I think of that first? But I contacted about 10 people by email. I was having good conversations with 2 of them. I thought they were really close, but they never did apply, so.
Well,
I'm really glad you did
I think we
apply.
landed in a good place.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law came in the next day after you mentioned, you had emailed and said, Derek, I think you should apply for that. And so then I was like,
It's funny. Great, I'm really happy.
I'm glad you listened.
Well, we can add that to our agenda every meeting now, so we'll have an update from the UCAB. Congratulations on applying. Hopefully, congratulations soon
Yep.
in getting accepted. Moving on, one of the things I mentioned to you before I've been working on is in a Poolesville Day committee, and it's also going to be part of what our Fair Access Committee is going to be focusing on is a Farmers Appreciation Day as part of the Poolesville Day. Last night, Poolesville Day Committee had a meeting, and one of the things that came out of it, which was great, was a Grand Marshal is going to be, I don't know if you guys know her, I've known her forever, and she's fantastic, is Brenda Murtha. She was in the Catholic Church forever with us when I had my kids there. She was a Girl Scout leader forever, PTA leader forever. I mean, you can name almost any association. She was in it and did a lot of work, and nobody ever knew it because she was just really good and a leader. Her husband unfortunately died a couple of months ago, but they voted to make her the Grand Marshal. I think it's really appropriate. So, had 20 candidates, which is really a good. That means people in
That just
town are
comes from
paying
the public,
attention.
people just nominate people, is that how it works?
Yeah, it's all, we cannot offer our own nominees. We can only accept somebody from the public, and we got 20.
Wow.
So and they were, by and large, almost all of them were people that all of you would know, and you would say, man, we got a lot of talent in this town.
That's good.
So that was good. But on the Farmer Appreciation Day, Alex is really taking charge of this, which is great, from Kaleva. So basically, what they're going to do is, because of all this development, they can't do any of the animals they used to have out here and farm stuff here. So they're moving it up, partly a little bit in the Anytime Fitness parking lot, and also the Jameson parking lot, and also their field out there behind Locals. He's working on getting equipment. I think they're going to have 6 to 7 implements of some type, tractors and that kind of thing. They also have the tent for the animals. We worked on, Maryland Agricultural Education Foundation has a really great van. I think they had it at the elementary school one time, too. They've got an education van. Yeah, that was more of a classroom one, but they've also got one that's for like these kinds of events where it's more kind of fun games and ways to learn about agriculture in Maryland, and it's an air-conditioned van. But unfortunately, they've only got 2 of them. One of them's in the shop, and the other one's already signed out, so we can't get the van, but they do have pop-up tents with games and trinkets for kids about Maryland agriculture, so they're going to have that up there, too. So, we're making some strides on doing more, I think, than we've done before. We may have, which would really be cool, too, an electric tractor. There aren't too many that actually can do long-term farm work with the kind of power you need, but there is one that actually does for apple and orchard farming. And there's one in Loudoun County, and they're trying to get it over here, which would be cool, too. So, anyway, so we're making some strides on it. I think it'd be a nice addition. Anything else on that you wanted to raise? The August letter to the county executive, I shared you a draft of that. I sent it to Katie and Melissa. They looked at it and they said it looks good. So what we always do is send it out like end of August, early September, because the agencies are starting to go through all their budget for the year. So we're trying to get our voice in there. We got a bunch of really cool trinkets. You all talked about it. We got a beach ball that says, community center, Pool Bubble 27, FY 27. We've got a really neat pen that's got a stethoscope on it. It's a funny one, but it says, I think, does it say something stat? Is that what it says? Clinic stat?
Yeah, fun clinic stat.
Yeah, fun clinic stat. So we focused on the clinic for the community center. It's really cute. So we thought we'd add that to these too, because they don't usually get that kind of interesting and amusing trinkets, and we'll have them for handing out too, which would be great at Poolesville. So that's all on the August letter. So I really wanted to focus on the, unless you guys have something else you want to add to the agenda, I really wanted to focus on the breakfast.
Yep.
So overall, it's leased. We've got that all done. We have the caterer. I'm going to talk to them on the 3rd about the numbers at that point. I sent you a note about how many people we've got, but I think we're going to get close to 80, which is a good turnout. You saw the list of the kinds of people who are coming. I've reached out to a lot of local groups, Sugarloaf, MoCo. A lot of them are coming too. Local businesses, and Historic Society, HMD. I think a lot of those people will be there too. So it should be a good local turnout too. And we've got at least 7 farmers right now have said they're coming, which is good because a lot of them, of course, are working and it's hard for them to pull away for something like that, but they're coming, so that'd be good. And Billy Woolley would be one of them, and he's head of the Montgomery Agriculture Producers.
So I was asking this at the last one of those 7. Do you know if any are smaller farmers?
2 of them I know are, I would call them smaller. One is the 1 acre farm guy,
Okay,
Mike.
okay.
He's definitely coming. He's trying to get a booth too, but I think, unfortunately, believe it or not, we had so much demand. I don't think we have space, but we're going to try to get him something up there at the Ags part of town. And also the guy, and I was out talking to him on the farm tour, the guy who does the goat milk.
I was wondering about him because
He's coming too.
he's been more
Yeah.
visible.
He was really excited. I said, "Why didn't you say that? I'd love to see these guys." So that'll be good. So yeah, we got some. Coming.
Nice.
And then we got Linda Lewis coming, and I think Davey Scott, who has a farm down here in 28. No, I think we'll, given the fact that they're busy, it's not bad. And we got the Secretary of Agriculture, and so I think it'll be a nice, when we do the presentation of the plaque, I think it'll be a nice thing. Mm-hmm. The commissioners have already approved, I think, the wording in the plaque, so I'll share that with you, but it's well done, and it really makes the point that, the Ag Reserve is critical to the town as part of our culture and history, and farming is the foundation of it, and we recognize and applaud farmers for their commitment to a very tough job, is what it basically says. So it's really well done. It's a bronze plaque. We haven't figured out where it's going to be on Wayland Commons, which is another, I think, significant thing because it'll be a permanent thing. Where it will be, we don't know yet. We've talked about ideas like maybe having one of those old steel tractors and welding it on there or something. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But something like that will be noticeable and people will be able to see it and it'll be prominent. So, but we don't have to figure that out now. We'll have the plaque there and we'll do the award. And the secretary's already been, I've talked to his staff. They know he's supposed to give like a 2-minute opening about this segment. And he's very familiar with the Ag Reserve, so I think it'll be great. Okay. We also have Mike Scheffel from the Ag Department here coming. So, I think I have a good turnout of folks. I don't know, Ed, if you want to talk about the inequities panel, like that, kicking that off, how that's coming along, if you need any help on that, but we probably should talk about that too.
Yeah, I would just say it's coming along. It's what I was thinking about is making sure that everyone. I need to talk to Katie and Melissa, but it's just making sure that answers are succinct, because the time is going to go real quick.
Right, and you're going to do kind of a brief overview.
Yeah, I'm going to get an overview. The overview is going to be that's going to be succinct as well, pointing out some of these key areas in terms of those inequities. And one of the things we're going to work in is some of the road repairs. All right, that's something that gets overlooked because it's rustic roads, but yet as the population continues to travel and even money that's invested in some of those roads, and I'm going to hand it off to Link, but I'll have a little overview. You know, it's rethinking what this part of town looks like, the western Montgomery County, because there is a perception and then there's the realities. And I think sometimes people get lost in the perception that without understanding that the diverse needs that are here. And then that just leads into some of these inequities when we talk about health, when we talk about transportation. And so when I talk about the transportation piece, I'm also going to say the roads that we have to travel for the transportation.
So I don't know if you've talked with Link, but when Marilyn came out one time, we had a conversation specifically about roads. And what she was suggesting, because she said that roads are on the rotation for getting repaved based on use.
On use?
On use.
I didn't hear.
So it's now, so
we're never gonna
so it's
get it
you, so it's, you know, main roads are what, every 5-10 years or something, here be every maybe 20 years or something. But if you, because of the issue was Jerusalem Road.
Right.
At that point, I don't know if, I think it did something then
It's
did
been-
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done some repairs.
But she was suggesting something we could advocate for would be to have there be money that is just for roads in X area, like up county area. And so then they could still use their same formula. They don't have to redo everything, but they would use the money, then there would be some set aside for.
And the formula would actually apply to this area, so the usage would be better.
So, yeah, so
Yeah.
instead of, you know, it being the whole county, there would be some, that would be the way to do
You
it.
would scale it.
There'd be some money, it still wouldn't be making things all the way better,
Yeah.
but that's what she suggested at that meeting is what I remember. I can look at my notes.
If you look at your notes and then just push that out. So, because one of the things that I was talking to Alan Hobbs about, and is where he lives over, you have Hughes Road, and they come out because he was talking to someone. They came out to repair something, but then before they could do the next step to the repair, it was on some schedule. But by that time, it's a waste of money for what you've already done, and so it didn't make sense. And so that's an example. So we think about even when you think about how frequent the roads are traveled, right? It's that it's interesting because I wonder how what are they doing to calculate how frequent the roads are traveled?
You know, there's a White Grounds Road that I have to travel all the time to the Elf preschool for my granddaughter and take her there. And that road, if you've been on it or not, but that goes to the Negro school up there.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
that
yeah,
area.
that's bad road
Yeah,
too.
you come from Schaefer and go up that way.
Yeah, that's a I go.
Not
I
only
used to
is it
go there
twisty
for
and that kind
soccer.
of, but there are basically hidden hills. You don't know what's
Yeah.
coming over the hill. But it's not just that. They did finally do it. They did finally repair a lot of it. But there's so much overgrowth.
The overgrowth
When you
is
come around a
bad.
turn, I have had several times when people almost hit me.
Or
They
even when
can't
you-
see around your turn. So farm equipment, I can't imagine how they ever get down that
Right.
road. So I mean, we're not trying to create roads that are like in urban areas. That's not the point. That's why the rustic road program is created, so that you don't generate tons of traffic.
So here it says, she suggested a rural roads fund because usage-based is what I have here. Or you can try to change it to use-based, based on a percentage of people rather than on, so like, what's the use
Per population.
per
in the area.
population? Yeah. So that's the two things. And she says more thinking's needed. So that's something would be interested in. But that's the only, it was just a
Good.
note in.
That's good to highlight it then.
But
She'll
it's
be
a good
there.
example of being able to make the point that the policy,
Right.
right, just doesn't work here the same way it works.
Well, it's time to revisit
Right.
because I'm thinking about even just the growth in Poolesville over the last 10 years,
Right.
or the growth in the region in the last 10 years.
So how is this going to work? Are you You're doing an introduction?
All right, so I'll do a brief introduction, and then I'll introduce the panelists. I'm going to ask, so then they're very targeted questions that will be given to the panelists.
And you're going to facilitate asking?
Yeah, I'm going to facilitate that, but I'm going to give them the questions ahead of time, so they'll be prepared. All right, so it's a little
Katie was
loaded.
joking. I was talking with her about that. Katie was joking about needing to be handled.
Yeah, she will be well handled. Yeah, no,
If it was Chuck, it'd actually be even more important handling, but.
yeah. Yeah. Now, Chuck, you said Chuck? Or-
If Chuck, yeah.
oh, yeah, but Chuck's not going to be on.
No, I know, I said if it was, you have to do a lot more handling.
Yeah, no, but it's the things that are in their expertise already.
Yeah.
And so just, and Link, you and I, we've gone through, I've read what you've
Yeah,
sent.
and I, whatever you ask, I can.
Yeah,
answer.
you got it,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Good.
okay.
And once again, the key point is so that those who are in the audience can learn more about those needs.
Yep, it's a great idea.
You know, and one of the other things too that we're going to do at Link's going to have the transportation, but also looking at the senior. So what we're looking at with Link is being able to, when we talk about the inequities and we talk about being isolated from the different resources that other people get to enjoy in the county, specifically our seniors.
Right.
And I think about, and it goes back, transportation fits in that. But some of the things that we heard when we invited folks to come in and talk, and it still sits with me when I listen to the recreational activities available for seniors that our seniors don't really get to enjoy unless it's something by Poolesville seniors where they're doing fundraising, and as a town, we're also investing in it, but we still pay tax, and you all know this, we still pay taxes
Everybody else.
for everybody else gets to enjoy, but we would like to enjoy some of that as well.
I still remember Maria saying that, well, there's two things. One is she had said that we're going to have a bus to take them to all county senior activity, and no bus came, right?
Right.
So there's the transportation piece. And then also, what was the other one? She was, let's see if I can grab it back from my mind. I lost it.
Well, speaking of Maria, I think about the bus that would take folks in different parts of the county
Yeah.
to New York to go see a
Right.
show or to go shopping, and they would pick up at a local rec center.
Right.
But
Oh, that's the other one. Is she had said that they were turned down for funding. I think that this is worth repeating and repeating.
that's a good point,
because,
weaving that in.
They senior activities are done at community centers.
Right.
So you don't need to fund a senior group, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they got told. So
Yeah.
there's no community center. So that sort of hits.
Is there going to be any, I know we're tight on time, so probably no, but is there any opportunity for questions?
I don't think so. I think
Yeah, I
It's
think
just-
we,
It's just presentation.
it's
we're
just
gonna
more
have-
presentation.
an hour and 10 minutes, and we'll,
It's more of a panel presentation / discussion, but
Yep, that sounds like a good format.
part of what we juggle all the time too, and this, as you can expect, is since you got so many prominent leaders there, so many of them, and this is part of what I do all summer, is get calls from them about, he would like to talk a little bit about, I said,
Right.
it's really mostly for you to get to know people out here and what's going on out here, but, and a few people you have to like, I mean, the county executive, he's there, you gotta make a few remarks. The D15 delegation, I wanna say something, but, you just can't do it. And we got all three county executive candidates, I mean,
You can't have all of them do it.
Yeah.
do it, so. That's the, we juggle. But we're gonna announce them all, make
I
sure
saw
everybody
your
knows
big
they're there,
announcement today,
so.
which
your
one?
endorsement,
Oh, yeah.
made news.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'll tell you, one
Well,
one transportation example I had, I think I actually used it in the note I sent to you. When I ran WUMCO's transportation program, I always sent out this note, and they do it today too, to all the people who were driving. And I'd always say, urgent, so-and-so, and her, I don't want to use her name, but she lived out near White's Ferry. And she had to go all the way to Holy Cross Hospital. That's a 20-mile drive. And then 20 miles, that's 40 miles. And I almost never got anybody. It was always me driving. And partly because also you wait down there for an hour, or you
Right,
can,
right,
you
well,
can
you
go
find
to
out.
Home Depot or something, but essentially it's a 3-hour thing.
Right.
That's what it boils down to. So it's hard out here. That's what people don't recognize.
And the other piece, it would be tough to weave in, but I'm still going. So Alan went and got some information about the tax money that
Yeah,
comes out of
that was good.
Poolesville. And so it's really interesting when you look at the dollars that are spent, that come out of the region. And so we contribute, we make proportionally, we make a nice contribution, where the proportion in other places, although their numbers are larger,
Right.
their per person or per household contribution is much smaller.
Yeah. I guess there's a, and that's interesting, and it's compelling, right? So we're putting in this money we'd want to get back, but it also suggests that we're a wealthy
Yeah.
town, right? So
Property tax.
we have to be careful not to
part of
let,
it.
but we have to be careful not to let somebody turn that around. and
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, well, that suggests.
But and like the counter to that piece is when you make a contribution, and because the money all goes into one pot.
Right.
And so we just want something that comes out of the pot in
Right.
the form of some types of services
Right.
that are on par, but scaled down to what everyone else gets. Which goes back to the push for the community center, but some of these services that we talk about as well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great idea for you to be like facilitating so that you can kind of make those overarching, the thematic
Right.
point across all of the different topics that are being raised.
And what I'll do is, once the answers come back, then I'll come and hit a point from the answer.
Yeah, I think that'll be very
So.
effective.
Yeah, now, I would say, even though we're recording, I did get one message. Someone was not happy with my endorsement.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well,
so
that'll happen.
Oh, yeah, that was, but one of the candidates reached out to me, upset about the endorsement that I gave that wasn't for them.
You should say, look, you put me in the spot, man. I like all three of you.
Yeah,
But I got to
yeah.
make a decision.
And so, it's fun. Politics is something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, well, that's good. And I don't think there's anything, we have the champion of the Western County, we've all talked about that. That award's already being made, so, other than that, well, it'll literally be a snap of the hat and it'll be done. That's how fast it is. It's only an hour and 15 minutes, essentially. We take pics at the end. I think that Fran Murphy from My MC Media wants to come, which would be great. We've never had anybody there from the media. I've talked to Dana Monroe, because she interviewed me for the Washington Post about White's Ferry, and she said she might want to come out too, so it might be that a
Nice.
Post reporter there. She hasn't committed, but she was interested.
Nice.
So that might not be bad. If they decide to do it, though, we have to decide as a committee, do we want, My MC Media is one thing, because they basically just kind of journalize stuff. They don't do editorial stuff.
Right.
They just kind of cover what happened
Right.
and interview people. The Post would be a little different. She might write something, so we have to decide, do we want media coverage? Some of the people there, some of the politicians might want it, but I don't know if that's what we really want. It's a meeting, we're trying to get a good conversation going. Is that really something we want? I don't know. She hasn't said yes yet, so.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like if the kind of big feature is the inequities panel,
Yeah,
then that could be,
yeah. It might not be bad. Anyway,
what do you need from us?
I think other than, so there's three things. First, we have the booth too, on Poolesville Day. We're going to have coverage. I last year broke it, and see if you think this makes sense. 11:30 is when it really starts operating. I was thinking 11:30 to 1 would be one shift, 1 to 2:30, and then 2:30 to close would be the last shift. So if we can get somebody to cover each of those. We have 6 posters that we printed up that are pretty much stating what our agenda is this year. One is one of the maps we used before with the distances, so people can see how far it is to get to a community center. We got White's Ferry closed again, because I don't think anything's going to change between now and September. So those will be all around the room too, and we can take those and bring them up to our booth, so we'll have something there for people to kind of hopefully attract them. We have a banner for the farmers all printed up, just, welcoming and thanking them for the job they do, so that'll be on the wall too. So we'll bring that stuff up to the booth, and we'll have all those trinkets to give away. So I don't know whether we want to have a sign-up sheet or not. We could have a sign-up sheet for people who want to join the committee, and that's fine. We could do that too. But other than that, I think the main thing is to, hopefully they'll come by the booth, we'll give them some trinkets, but also urge them to keep aware, because we'll be needing their support on the pool bubble and on the community center in the coming year.
So is there a listserv that you have for the action the call.
Yeah, we have an email list, yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we would
Right.
get
Get
people
people
to
on the
sign
list,
up. If would you like to be on the email list when Fair Access calls
Right.
for your advocacy? Is that
That's it.
That's basically why we're there.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And also talk to them about these, like pool bubble, I've gotten questions before.
Yeah, people
so,
stopped last year and asked a lot of questions.
Yeah. So I'll send out a note about the times, and if you guys can sign up for it, that'd be great.
That's my own personal logistical question, but I'm having Achilles surgery the week before,
Oh.
so I'm going to be on
Immobile?
Well, I'm going to be on crutch. I mean, I'm planning to come, but I'm going to be on crutches, so I can only come if there's like. I'm asking you this more, I guess, in your capacity as being on the committee for Poolesville Day. Will there be some way of somebody being able to help me, like, get from the breakfast to the booth or something? Like in a
They do
car or
have,
something like that?
they do have 6 golf carts that they
Okay.
use all the time, and Kevin,
Yep.
who's the president of the committee, I can certainly tell him, is it possible for you to take Nancy up? I think he would say fine.
Yeah, I think Kevin would say absolutely.
Because I'm happy to sign up. I just like
Yeah.
the prospect of
Yeah,
going,
that's
like
a lot.
it's
Yeah.
really hard.
Amongst all the people, right?
Yeah, I got that. So that's one thing. A second thing is, so what we do on Friday evening, I've got the room from 5 to 7, so we set up that evening
Yeah.
at the Poolesville Elementary School. It's in the all-purpose room, as you know, and we just put up the banner. We have, like I said, 6 posters. We get the computer running. We're not going to have this year a slideshow. I don't know if you're going to do any of the slides. If you want to, that's fine. I sent you some slides.
Yeah, I was, because, sometimes the technology
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay. We don't have a video or anything that we're.
No, this is the substitute for a video. So, but we are gonna have, we've talked to MAP, we've talked to the Ag Department, and I've talked to 2 other farmers that have pictures, so we're gonna have pictures of farming and farmers running when you come in, but that's basically it.
I think if we have, what were we gonna say
No,
now?
no, go ahead, please.
I think pictures are nice, but I think going through with different slides, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So if we don't have that, we do want the computer running for that purpose, but other than that, probably nothing else.
Yeah, just pictures running in the background.
Yeah,
And that we could maybe have some of the pictures that might be like a picture or a slide, but that's an image that points something out.
yeah,
But then we won't go through and do like a PowerPoint presentation, but more so those slides that I would include some of these slides
yeah.
in with the pictures, and if it's just like rotating.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing those things.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think, Laura?
You catching that, Laura?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right, Ed. We're talking about like a rotating PowerPoint.
Yeah.
So we can have a lot of images in there, and then it's on a repeat cycle. So,
Right.
yeah.
And some of those images just can be points that we want to get across to, kind of like what we've done in the past where we had some of those big posters that pointed out different things that were
Right.
some of the inequities.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the plan. So we can just make sure that we've got all the images and, those specific slides that, are built into
Right.
this deck that we're working on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the subliminal message.
Yep. And then on the morning of, it starts at, so I'm going to be there about 6:45, 6:30, 6:45.
Yeah, I'll meet you.
So the night before, we have it pretty well set up. The caterers come in that evening to set up all the tables and everything, so that's already done on Friday evening. They come in that morning at 6:30 or as early as they can to get the food in and all that kind of thing. And we start officially at 7:45.
Okay, so you want us there at 6:45?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get there at 6:45. I don't think I'll need everybody there at that point, but if you get there like at 7, I think that point, we may have some things to do that I was not aware of. I know we set up a table. Laura has a table set up with the
Check-in.
name tags and all that stuff and the check-in, so we may need help with that. And also just to be there to greet people, because people do get there early, and we usually, till we walk in, which is around 7:45 or so, or 7:30, we chat with them out there, so that's another reason to be there early.
So I know that I went out and sort of was directing people in.
Yeah.
Is that something that we should be looking to do again, or
I think so, although
Just
Jim
sort of
said he's gonna
greeting
be out
people in
there
the
with a
parking
sign,
lot.
so hopefully he'll
Okay.
be
Oh,
out there.
there, okay.
Yeah, but it may be that we'll need somebody helping with that too, because a lot of the officials that come in, like Addicts, the Secretary of
You know,
Agriculture will be coming from the south. I know the police last year didn't, they were informed, but for some reason we had a problem, so we had to go down there and say, hey, he's got to come in. So that, we may need help with that, but other than that, I think it went pretty smooth.
Lord, do you have enough people to help with the giving out the name tags and checking in?
We can always use a couple committee members to help with that. And one other thing I was thinking about too, Link, is, the back of the school, they tend to have like some things I think that they're recycling by the door. So maybe if that could be paid a little attention to,
Friday night, we
that
should
Friday
look-
night, or even flag it for the principal to just, because, we come in that back door and it's always a little,
Yeah,
Junkie.
yeah, it didn't look good, you're right.
So another thought I just had is maybe we can get a few students and we can give them community service, like with SSL hours, student service learning hours. And so we find a handful of kids, because it's always nice to have some students around.
Yeah,
And so, I could talk to my daughter. Your kid's over at the high school, right? And your daughter is there, right?
She's just,
Yeah,
ninth
maybe that
grade,
one's
yeah.
right.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
So
Yeah.
maybe, between the three of us, we could see if they could, that could be a starting point.
I mean, give them a shout out too, and we
Yeah.
will give them a shout out.
They can get some breakfast. Right, we can get a handful of kids
Yeah.
that might be able to come help volunteer.
All right, that's a good idea.
Link, I also wanted to remind you that some fair access shirts were ordered in as well, so I'll hand them to you next week, so the committee members can also wear those.
Yeah, that's right. We had enough money in the last year budget. We ordered some, you see my blue fair access shirt? I've got, hopefully all of you will have one. So that day you can wear them, which would be nice.
Great.
So thanks for remembering that. In terms of photos and videos of the active event, are you gonna have Jacobin come too, or?
She actually had a baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's on maternity leave. She gets back early September, so it's really contingent upon that. But I can plan to have someone with me for sure if if we want the photography and videography.
I don't think we need a ton of it, but it always helps to have that as something we can, because we always use those kind of pictures later on in slides and stuff too, so
Yeah.
good to
We
memorialize.
definitely take care of that. And live social posting, we usually do a little bit of that
Yeah.
or immediately thereafter. Okay.
Right. Okay. And also I've got pins, remember we did those before, and I'll have those for you guys. You can each hand them out as well. So I think, we'll have a lot of stuff to get people's interest going, hopefully. I think that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else we need help on at this point. I think we're in pretty good shape, so. Thank God for Simply Fresh. The guys, he's local, so I know where he lives, and he's very
They've been
responsive.
consistent.
And they do a good job, so we're lucky.
That's the caterer,
Yeah, they're a local company.
right?
So I will mention that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything, oh yeah, Laura, did you want to mention the Baltimore banner, that guy?
Sure. And what about anything to discuss about table centerpieces, or Sarah's on top of that?
We talked about it. Sarah's going to do some of that, so hopefully we'll get some of those. And we're also going to have a gift card under one of the seats. We've looked into it, as long as it's, $25 or something, and it's basically random. We're not bribing them or giving it to some specific person. We're okay. So we'll have one under each of the chairs, and we'll just tell everybody. And I'm
One
going
at
to
each
talk to the
table.
businesses and get, gift cards. So
Is it one at each table?
at each table, just one. So,
nice, yeah.
Sure. As in regard to the banner, which is a new-ish newspaper, digital in Montgomery County. So it originated in Baltimore. So if you've heard the Baltimore banner, now they're opening up a Montgomery County, or they have opened up a Montgomery County focus to their media outlet. And so we have secured a meeting with their editor, Zuri Berry, next Thursday, he'll be meeting with us at Locals at 10 a.m. if anybody wants to join us. And we need to put together a rough agenda link.
All right.
Really briefing him and a reporter who is dedicated to Montgomery County. And then if you make a decision about inviting media to Poolesville Day, we certainly would extend an invitation to his dedicated reporter to also jump right in and get to understand some of the issues that are priorities for us. So excited about that. It's a meet and greet, and then Link is famous for giving tours around Western Montgomery County, so he's going to also drive them around.
No, we can do that.
So just to give them a feel for the rural part of Montgomery County, and Zuri actually has a fondness for rural living. Even though he lives in Silver Spring, he has lived in rural communities and appreciates them. So excited that he understands and hopefully can appreciate the A Reserve and everything you guys represent.
Okay. Yeah, there's several electronic, as you know, that you see them, the Maryland Matters, they do cover, and my MC Media. But I think these guys are a little bit, maybe I wouldn't call it a step above, but they're more like a traditional newspaper, but it's electronic. So they do have a dedicated reporter, which my MC Media does, Fran Murphy does try to do a lot about it, but it's mostly, I'd say what she does is more stories. It's not as much
Like community journal.
reporting, which is, I think, what these guys do, and there's a difference, I think. So anyway, it should be a good thing. It's good to get him on board early so he knows who we are. And
Might be good for him to even attend.
yeah, yeah,
Because I did see one of the events they had out in Potomac,
yeah,
and so I was looking at who was in attendance.
yeah,
And so I said, okay.
Yeah.
When they launched, it was like a launch party
right.
that they had out
They
in
did.
Potomac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then two other quick things. I sent you an email about it, just a reminder, though. We do these tours with WUMCO as kind of a partner in it. We've got one coming up on the 25th. We're coming back to Town Hall with Scott Goldberg, who's running at large, and he asked for the tour, and it's good to do it. He lives in Silver Spring, but he does come out here a lot, and I think he's got a pretty good shot. I mean, the field is getting pretty big. I don't know if you've been noticing, but there's quite a few at-large candidates they're announcing, so it's going to be tougher. There's only 2 seats right now that are open, so he's going to run. Lori Ann Sales is running 2. She's coming out on September 4th. Same thing, we're going to do the tour for her. Now, she's been out here a lot, but again, she hasn't really gone out in the area.
Katie said it's different if you actually drive.
Right.
And you see how long it takes.
Right.
Right.
It makes a big difference.
So rather than just talking.
Oh, it's huge.
At WUMCO, to be talking in the car,
Yeah,
because that's what she said really, or it makes the difference. It's like, because you're used to, even in traffic, just getting somewhere, but then if you're just driving,
You just keep on going.
it
Get behind
takes
one of
like
those,
an hour.
those farm vehicles
yeah,
with the big wheels. It takes forever.
Yeah, we should set that up. So.
yeah,
So make sure you go, take them on the dirt roads.
yep. Yeah, we go with the
Take them on
unimproved
sugar
roads.
loaves.
It's impressive, Tom. Yeah, one time, I forget who it was, I think it was Craig Rice, when we took him, he said, "When are we getting back to a paved road?" I said, "It's a little while yet."
I'm at Sugarland, out here. I remember the first time I came here. We were coming. We had bought the house, and we did the paperwork, but we had to come see something, and the road was closed, so we had to take a detour. And I'm like, oh my goodness, there's no pavement. Right? I mean, it was just like, it looked like a white sidewalk, and I was on Sugarland.
Yeah,
And so I'm like, where are we going?
it makes a difference, so. Anyway, I think that's basically it. Next year, so they're out of session right now, they come back in, nothing really happens on the budget in terms of the council until they get a budget from the county executive. So between September, after we send our letter, and till basically December, when we have our event at Locals, there's not a lot, and I haven't yet thought through, is there something we need to do? Maybe we do need to think about council visits, just to reinforce the 2 points that we have. I probably should think about that. All of the current council members do know, I think, so I'm not sure yet, but it never hurts to have those face-to-face visits, so we'll think about doing that. But other than that, there's not a lot we'll need to do. But then in fall, in the spring, especially early spring, February, March, that's when the two budgets come out, the CIP and the operating budget, and that's when the hearings start. So it'll get busy then. And then, of course, you got politics, because next year, they're going to go into high gear until the November election. And the primary is the 23rd, I think, of June. So I've already talked a little bit to some of the candidates about we've always tried to sponsor debates. And I think an at-large one would be worthwhile. We don't have anybody, we don't have a district election with Maryland yet. Next time she'll be running. So we don't have one there, but we do have at-large, and we have county executive. So I think we had to do those two in the spring. Before the,
No, Maryland's running. Right?
yeah, in November, yeah.
Oh, but there's no one announced.
No, nobody announced yet. Well, we'll see what happens, but,
Oh, for the primary.
yeah.
So she might run unopposed.
It looks, right now, but I mean, who knows? I mean, the at-large is really feeling, I've been shocked about, I
looking
think it's
at it.
6 right
I
now.
have to look, I haven't looked at it.
There's several
I know
just been announced
Scott-
in the last couple days.
I'm trying to find it. This is the official list that not everyone's officially filed
Right,
yet. So
right.
Yeah. So I know the ones who've reached out to me, like
Right.
Scott, Lorianne.
So if we do get, if she does get an opponent, obviously we would have a debate, but if not, I don't think we will, but the 3 county executive
Yourself.
candidates, that's probably really critical.
But then I wonder if anyone that is going to run as a Republican or independent, but more on the Republican side, if there's more than one candidate. 'Cause I remember last time when we had this county executive.
Yeah.
Remember, it
We
was
did.
there were some interesting candidates.
Oh, we did. We had,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, you're right.
I think the
That
most-
might happen. If we get a Republican, we certainly will invite them.
Because
So,
it
yeah.
might be, I think it might be 2. I don't know. We'll see though.
Yeah,
But I thought it was interesting. The one guy he talked about building a tunnel, and you can go through the. Remember the guy?
Yeah.
We said,
Oh, yeah.
"How would you do White's
yeah.
Ferry?"
For White's Ferry.
Oh, for white.
Yeah, I said,
He was a tech guy, I forgot.
I
what-
said, "What are you gonna do with the car?" All right. So
All right, anything else for the good of the order? Well, thank you for coming, and we'll have a meeting again in September. That's our last meeting, and by that time, hopefully, if there's anything loose ends that we need to tie up, we'll have it at that meeting, so. Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Niles, thanks a lot. Laura, I'll be in touch.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Take care, Laura.
Bye.
Thanks.
So you got a call from Will?
Well, we're hey Niles.
We're still on.
Niles, are we still on?
Can we just hang it up from here?
Looks like we are.
Yeah. Let's see.
Or we can probably hang up.
You want to call them, let them know we're done.
interesting. I don't know the names of the at-large folks.
Oh, you found a link somewhere?
It's a Bethesda magazine.
Oh, you know, it's interesting. Sometimes I get information, like I said the other day, I get information on Bethesda magazine. Got to fact check it, but what is it? The MoCo 360 and Bethesda magazine.
Well, like that one article that we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
it's written by, I mean, I'm all for students and all that, but like it was written by a
Oh yeah,
kid who's an intern. Seems like given the amount of interest in that subject matter that,
yeah.
that might have warranted.